Corey, Lavelle, the next mayor of Toronto. I can see that. You have the potential to be a mayor, friend, because you have a face, you have a presence. And I want to tell you my journey, okay? And let's see if we can align ourselves somehow. Because what I'm doing, my friend, is I'm pushing the Grandmothers Council to be created at an event in Saskatoon on September 23rd, 2026, before your election. So supporting me, my cause, I believe would help your cause. Because a lot of the homeless people that I'm looking for from Toronto area, I want them to come to my event. It is a homeless healing camp, and there's also a place where I'm bringing grandmothers from Treaty 1 to Treaty 11 across Canada. And I'm saying, Kokom, you need to come home and talk. So I'm bringing the Kokums together, raising the money. My advertising and marketing, it all starts on Monday. My plan is to bring light to the website, create money using bonds, grants, those are also in the process, but also from sponsors. So I'm looking for 100 sponsors to give me $10,000. The government here in Saskatchewan, I'm going to go to them and say, we want to own Saskatchewan. The government will say, the grandmothers, the council. And the council is the people using their power to create a home for themselves. And I have the smarts, I have the guts to do it. And I've been working on this plan for a long time, brother. I wrote the business plan in 2017, and then I went and researched my idea until now. And I'm still researching it, and it's never going to stop. My idea is, and my plan is, I'm pushing the First Nations people, I'm tricking them into creating a country. So I'm creating the Grandmothers Council to be our government. I'm having my first meeting here on Saturday. And now grandmothers are going to start assembling and says, okay, let's begin those talks. I'm not waiting for the government to do it for me. I'm not waiting for FSIN to do it for me. I am not waiting for AFN to do it for me. I'm going to do it myself because I understood a country equals a community, equals a company, a corporation. It has an entity number. And I've been working very hard to get my ducks in a row. And I believe, friend, we are on the same path. You're striving to lead a city, and in that city are different colors, and in that city are First Nations people, and in that city, I believe also close to you is the AFN. But friend, I want to reach out to you if you're willing to say, hey, and how we could do that is, you say, I've seen something today in your talks, right? You say this gentleman, you say he's trying to start a country. He's talking about separating from Canada, and then you talk about what I'm doing, right? And you say, that's amazing, right? And maybe we even do a talk and you say, did you want to meet this guy? And then you ask your people, right? You said, what do you think of that? What do you think of First Nations people exercising? And then you kind of go, and I'll give you a script of everything. And we'll script everything out to a T. To a T. I have a degree in marketing, and I am very good at it, friend. I went and researched this firsthand. I went and lived with a white gentleman, a white guy. A munyao is what we say in First Nations. Some people say it's derogatory. I don't see it as derogatory. It's just saying a white color. It's just, I'm a brown color. You're a black color. And our Asian friend, we say you're a yellow color. So those are the colors. And in no way am I being derogatory by using them. Okay, brother? That's my little discretion before I continue. But what I want to do is I want to ensure that our message is clear. Very clear. And so a script that we write out will ensure that we both win. And I will just kind of be like, there's a gentleman in Toronto. And kind of go out and then I have my first interview with you. And we know exactly what we're going to be saying. The banter is, okay, this is where we banter, and we would go through that script together. But it's about creating that bond and that friendship. That's what it's about. I'm an amazing speaker, friend, and I can go on cue when I'm told to. I've been trained to. I've trained myself, and I've been doing TikTok. And I reached out to you in the beginning, I believe, but I was on my homeless journey, and now I'm bringing the homeless people together by creating a home for them. Through the Grandmother's Council, the Grandmother's Authority, Grandmother's Matriarch, and Grandmother's Protocols. And within that, I'm going to ask the grandmothers at this, once I create all the protocols and the Grandmother's Councils in place, and it's just the way it's supposed to be. And the King's protocols are done as well. I'm going to help with that. So in there, I'm okay, these are the rules for the kings. And so one rule is you don't hurt the people. 2, you don't take money. 3, no compensation. 4, and then all these rules. And then say I'll sign to it, right? And there's 100 rules that would be for the king. And if those rules are broken, then that king is to be taken care of. And then that's where it's like, okay, I'll sign to that. Let's cook them. I'm going to say, can I wear that crown for 1 year? And the crown is called the crown of 12 tribes. I'm going to say, can I wear that crown for 1 year, Kokam? For me to go and create an infrastructure, a place for us. And they'll be like, okay. So within that year, I'm going to create an economy. Flax is going to be our plant. It's going to be our linden. And it's going to be our new industry, flax. And the country I'm going to choose is Saskatchewan. I say Saskatchewan is what we choose, Canada. And Canada is going to be at those talks with the grandmothers. Because what I'm doing, friend, is I'm creating history. I'm putting my treaty card, my inherent right to speak as a human. Says, I did not give up my treaty right to be able to create a country. I'm a sovereign Indian. And I'm going to go find other sovereign Indians to put their treaty card and says, I believe in this idea. And then say, Kokam, you're our boss. And then we lift Kokam. And Kokam becomes our government. And we're going to ask for capital punishment. That's the new way to look after our people who go and hurt our children. Says, no, we're not going to. So that's going to be the new thing, friend, is I'm going to push the First Nations people to separate before Alberta takes ownership over our treaty rights. We have an inherent right to create a country because of that treaty card. It's a placeholder. When they found us in 1492, we had right to own that land. You can't own land. Don't even finish that thought. And we shared it. That treaty was created. And that treaty's been broken over and over. And they're going to ask, it's like, well, how are you going to compensate those people in Saskatchewan? I said, this is my plan, brother. For every homeowner, I'm going to offer you $1 million for your home in Saskatchewan. But you have to have your name on that deed. That's who owns the title? Yours. $1 million per home. If you own 10 homes, you own $10 million. And for the land, I'm going to compensate them $3,000 per acre. So in total, I'm buying out Saskatchewan for $1 trillion. And who's going to pay for it? The government. In 1933, the government went and infringed on our treaty rights, infringed on a contract, and then they went and transferred the resources over to the province. National Resource Transfer Agreement, 1933, friend. I want to go back to that and say, hey, it's already paid for, that $1 trillion. How much did you benefit from the resources that were already in the ground? And they went and broke a treaty. So I'm going to say, it's already paid for, brother. Saskatchewan's paying for it. Canada, you're paying for it. So farmers, homeowners, you're going to be compensated. And everything will be, total is $1 trillion. And you say, well, you're going to get the rest of that money. As king, that's what I'm going to say, oh, grandmothers, let me find the money. So because of what the Vatican did to our children, brother, hurting them like that. In Canada, I'm not going to hold you responsible for that. Not that part. But for the Vatican, I'm going to go to the Vatican and says, I want compensation for what you did to us, organization. And so I'm going to ask for $999 trillion in gold, other trinkets, and there's diamonds. Diamonds. I want those diamonds. So my friend, 999 trillion is going to be that number. $1 trillion. Yeah. I want you to support me with that, brother. My advertising starts on Monday. I've been talking with some media people, and so now it's about figuring out what can I get for free and how much do I owe you, and signing and say, okay, let's start the advertising. So I'm gonna have advertising, getting homeless people to sign up on my website and getting people to sign up their grandmother, but also to buy bonds and say, we can do this together, right? Because I'm a nonprofit organization and I can create bonds and create money easily. That's the benefit of a nonprofit. But it's also creating a board as well too. But my friend, I believe we have some mutually beneficial ideas. Making change, making progress for First Nations people. How many First Nations are in your city? A lot, I bet. And I want to bring them home. And then I want to go and teach them something. So brother, if you want to get a hold of me, I'd love to hear and be able to work and strategize together. Because when we work together, that's the only time we can make change. Thank you. Have yourself a great day, brother.